Good morning, everyone. I'm Nancy Master, and I'm a nonprofit industry marketing manager at Sage. And today we're going to share with you digital finance transformation best practices for nonprofits and First Nations. So today we're going to go over some of the interesting statistics and advice from Canada Helps. We're going to learn where organizations are on their digital transformation journey. We're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to do to transform finance. And here's some transportation success stories. I want to start off by sharing with you some highlights from the most recent annual giving report published by Canada Helps. One of the questions that they ask is around the top challenges nonprofits are facing. And here are some things that were cited. Increased demand has created strain on nonprofits. Inflation is intensifying demand for services. Staff burnout and salaries are a top concern. Nonprofits are struggling to rebuild their volunteer programs, and they have lost funding momentum with younger supporters. How many of you are experiencing one or more of these challenges? Would it be fair to say that you're asked to be doing more with less? Given these challenges, Canada Help recommends that you focus on understanding your donors, that you create youth engagement and donation opportunities, rebuild your value propositions for volunteers, invest in capacity and address staff burnout, and take a holistic approach to digital transformation, which is our topic today. So what is digital transformation? Well, according to the Enterpriser Project, digital transformation is the integration of digital technology into all areas of the business, fundamentally changing how you operate and deliver value. This definition is pretty straightforward. As an organization, you have lots of data distributed across multiple systems, tools, applications, spreadsheet, and paper. As a nonprofit or First Nation, productivity, efficiency, and being able to measure impact are critical. So how can you leverage digital transformation to maximize stewardship and do more with less? We also did a research study recently. I won't go into all the survey results, but since we're talking about digital transformation, I wanted to share with you the answer to this question: how far are you along on your digital transformation journey? 18% of respondents said that they are fully digital first. About half are in the process of digitizing aspects of their organization. And 28% say that they've not begun to or have no plans to digitize key processes. I'm curious where you guys are at on your digital transformation journey. How many of you, by raise of hand, are fully digital first? Raise your hand if you're in the process. And raise your hand if you haven't begun. So we also asked nonprofit finance leaders what internal challenges they're facing. And by far the biggest challenge is a lack of staff with the right skills to manage the digital transformation journey. The rest can be summed up into 3 categories: lack of automation and organizational inefficiencies, pains around manual reporting and a lack of visibility into KPIs, and inefficiencies and delays due to multiple disparate systems. So what do you need to do to solve these challenges? Well, this should come as no surprise. You need to automate your financial operations, make decisions using multidimensional analysis of key results, and synchronize your data with other systems in real time. So let's talk about the first thing you should do, which is automate your financial operations. So my first recommendation is to automate mundane manual tasks like consolidations, RevRec, reconciliations of data between systems, allocations, vendor payment approvals, budgeting and spreadsheets, and more. You'll not only increase efficiency and accuracy, but you'll address staff burnout and give your staff the opportunity to do more rewarding, high-value work. My next recommendation is to go paperless. Moving to the cloud and going paperless makes your organization more efficient, sustainable, and agile. For example, right now, organizations are saving a lot of time, money, and paper by conducting totally remote audits. They're giving their auditors view-only permission-based access to simplify and speed the audit process. Everything is done electronically. No more trips to the file cabinet to search for documentation. According to the Journal of Accountancy, it's been estimated that every dollar invested in going paperless will generate a return of as much as $30. Imagine what those savings could mean to your mission or your community. My final recommendation is to lean into AI and machine learning. Our CTO, Aaron Harris, frequently says, AI allows us to elevate the work that humans do to be more valuable and let humans focus on the unique skills that AI will never be able to replicate. So let's look at an example of AI in action. Instead of your team spending hours manually reviewing each journal entry for accuracy, the AI-powered GI outlier detector capability in Sage Intacct can scan thousands of journal entries in seconds, flagging potential anomalies for human review. GL outlier detection uses your historical transaction patterns, evaluates current transactions in the approval cycle, and flags transactions that don't match. Working with journal entry approvals, GL outlier detection shows an indicator where something looks off or out of the ordinary. This provides an added control measure to help you ensure accuracy in transaction approval. Transaction patterns are different for every organization, and the GL outlier detection learns from your specific data. This is where the machine learning comes into it. As more data is accumulated, and as you respond to outlier notifications, GL outlier detection evolves and adjusts the evaluation when detecting outliers in your transactions. Simply put, the AI assistant works with your journal entry approval process, continuously evaluates each entry and catches outliers, calls attention to outliers upon submission, and the system indicates why the journal entry was flagged. Here you see an example in the outliers column. One outlier is flagged a coding error, and the other is flagged an amount error. So there's no guesswork as to why the journal entry was flagged. AI saves you time and provides greater accuracy so you can spend more time on more strategic work. Let the robot do the tedious work while you focus your time on the strategic work that's going to advance your mission. Sage Copilot, or as I like to call it, Alexa for the finance team, is a new AI-powered assistant. Copilot helps you tackle to-do lists, automate tasks, and recommends ways to help you save money and drive improvement. You can see in this example, Copilot is prompting Steve with a to-do list. Sage Copilot will be available in Sage Intacct in 2025. So here's an example of automation in action. Dawson Creek Society for Community Living is a human services organization serving people with disabilities and seniors. Before Sage Intacct, they were struggling with a legacy system that couldn't keep up with the financial complexity of their organization. They were also struggling with a time-consuming manual invoicing process. With Sage Intacct, they automated their AP workflows, gained a 50% increase in efficiency. With greater program visibility, they were able to save $200,000 in transportation costs, which they put into their reserves. Marla Reed, who's the executive director of Dawson Creek Society, says, Sage Intacct helps us maximize efficiency. We're running a $12 million agency with a finance team of 2. So the second thing that you should do is make decisions using multidimensional analysis of key results. Let's start with thinking about GL Plus and how we can leverage your GL for maximum benefit. Your GL is your single source of truth. How do you dimensionalize it to enhance the data and benefit your organization. Enhancing your GL is about adding statistical data to your GL so that you can have key outcome metrics that drive your organization. This is often external data that might be members or major donors from your CRM system, or headcount from your HR system, or patient information from your EMR system. So you have your financial data that is enhanced with your industry-specific statistical data for real-time insight into metrics that matter. So here's an example of an outcomes dashboard in Intact. This example is a public benefit nonprofit where performance cards are across the top, are tracking critical metrics that are specific to this organization. Because of our dynamic GL architecture, you can marry statistical data with financial information. Highlighted here is the number of members, 21,970. You can see how the statistical data is being combined with financial data for a cost per member metric of $253.33. And in this area of the dashboard, you get a more granular view and can see how many members are enrolled by membership type. This type of reporting gives you a more complete view of what matters to your organization. Here's the same outcomes dashboard, but this is for a First Nations organization. You can see the performance cards are a little different. Here we see housing units, tribal members, and revenue per member. Performance cards and dashboards can be customized for your unique needs. Every organization has their own unique set of dashboards, giving them the visibility into the metrics that matter to their specific organization. Social media hashtagging allows you to quickly find and identify specific data. When you apply that to your financial system, you have an incredibly powerful tool. This analogy may help explain hashtagging of your chart of accounts. 30 years ago, we needed to do research. We did it by manually searching the card catalog at the library. We manually drilled down by topic, author, dates, and other details to find the information we were looking for. You could be in the library for hours looking for information. Now we just open a browser and Google whatever we're looking for with the specific data and terminology, or you might want to call them tags, that we think will give us the most relevant results. A process that used to take hours now takes seconds. Again, a great example of the power of automation. How many of you use X, which is really Twitter? Okay. So here we're looking at a graph of Twitter results at a conference. You can see both tweets and retweets over time. And you see presenters and session topics, key participants all grouped together with the conference hashtag TCC13. Hashtags group and track key data targets so that you can aggregate the data. We can do the same thing with your chart of accounts. You can view your data the way you need to with dimensions. What is a dimension, you might ask? If you think about the chart of accounts, every system allows you to account for time and scenario. But there are other attributes that matter to your organization, such as donor, vendor, location, grant, etc. These attributes are the dimensions of the business that matter to you when you do analysis. And financial systems should be intelligent enough to know how to categorize all of your data in a way that's easy to find, which includes using a dimensional structure that's tailored to your organization, like the one I'm showing on this slide. Sage Intacct comes with a set of standard dimensions, but you're not limited to using those dimensions. You can add dimensions that are specific to your organization, and dimensions can easily be renamed to whatever makes the most sense for your organization. Maybe you're a health clinic. You can change customer to patient, or employee to clinician, whatever makes the most sense to you. Dimensions are captured at the source anytime a transaction is created in your financial system, like this one. This is an AP bill that has dimensions by vendor, employee, location, and project. And then with a dashboard, you can filter your data by any dimension to have a fast insight to your key results. Report filtering works the same way. Filter by department, location, project, whatever gets you to the view you need. and a few clicks versus all the manual Excel spreadsheet massaging. With Sage Intacct dashboards, we give you real-time insight all in one place. Tailor your dashboards to any role in your organization by CFO, by controller, or even a program manager. And as we talked about earlier, you can even create a dashboard for your auditor. This includes capturing all of your financial and statistical metrics. And from a high level, you can drill down to the details to explore what's happening based on the story you need to tell. So let's look at an example of multi-dimensional chart of accounts in action. Unity is a human services organization that provides services and support to people with disabilities. Before Sage Intacct, they were struggling with managing complex operations, budgeting, and reporting. Their processes were manual and their system was inflexible. With Sage Intacct, they reduced their chart of accounts by 50 times. Using Dimensions, the team simply tags transactions with the appropriate department, program, and fund. The streamlined process has increased productivity by 30%. They also improved budget accountability by providing their property managers with their own role-based dashboards. Ellen Powell, the Director of Finance at Unity, says, "It is simpler to support our staff in making good financial decisions and report to government agencies on the overall health of our organization." The third and final thing I recommend is to synchronize your data with other systems, especially in real time. So as we saw today, systems that aren't connected can present several disadvantages. They can restrict visibility into performance, which can have catastrophic consequences to your mission. They can hinder team collaboration, decision-making, and strategic planning. I think we can all relate to this frustration. They cause a duplication of effort and potential for mistakes, which could be costly. They make it difficult to optimize your resources, and they block growth and scalability. Overall, siloed systems impede organizational effectiveness and agility. Sage Intacct has an open API, making it easy to integrate all your applications and data, solving the most fundamental issue preventing digital transformation. When you do reporting and analysis, all your data is in one place, not just your financials, but also your CRM data, your planning data, your payroll data, and any other information that you would need to do your analysis. One source of truth in a single view is the power of real-time integration. So let's look at an example of integrated systems in action. Responsible Gambling Council is a nonprofit that works in the area of problem gambling prevention. Before Sage Intacct, they struggle with silos of data in 4 different systems, inefficient processes, and lack of real-time accurate reporting and visibility. With Sage Intacct, they seamlessly integrated their financial system with their payroll, AP, and CRM systems, resulting in a 40% increase in efficiency and a 30% increase in accuracy. The organization now has a single source of accurate and trusted data that is constantly available from any location. Les Horenfeld, CFO of Responsible Gambling Council, says, "We moved from 4 databases to 1. We reduced exponentially the time taken to process invoices, run reports, close the books for each month and for each quarter." So now for the commercial. So why are we the right company to partner with for your digital transformation journey? Sage Intacct is built by finance experts for finance professionals. We're the market leader in customer satisfaction. We have a 98% satisfaction rating in G2 Crowd. We're the first and only preferred provider by the AICPA. And we've been recognized by Gartner for our innovation in accounting software industry. And we have great partners like Acima Solutions, who has a proven track record for helping nonprofits and First Nations achieve their digital transformation goals. We support all types of Canadian nonprofits and First Nations. You can see here some notable organizations who have transformed finance with Sage Intacct. Finance leaders from some of these organizations are here today, and you'll be hearing from them a little later. In Canada alone, there are hundreds of nonprofits and First Nations using Sage Intacct, with thousands more around the world. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Transforming finance isn't about technology. It's about transforming lives. Vitamin Angels is a perfect example. They're a global public health organization who was struggling to deliver on their mission using QuickBooks. With Sage Intacct, they identified $200,000 in logistical savings in Nigeria. This savings enabled them to deliver vital nutrients to an additional 800,000 undernourished pregnant women and children. Let me say that again. An additional 800,000 undernourished pregnant women and children. With Sage Intacct, mission transformation like this is happening all across Canada and the world. Thank you.